The book of the prophet Ezekiel. We're introduced to Ezekiel the priest. From exiled from Babylon and see God's presence. And he sees why. In idolatry and injustice, God to abandon his own temple. There's still hope in the future. But God develops Ezekiel's the judgment and warning to Israel. Chapter 33 is of report Babylonian siege of Jerusalem has fallen, a temple. Ezekiel's grim words warning came true. And exile is what happened to Israel. It's one of the biggest judgments to. In chapter 11, God will promise there'll be a future beyond exile. And Ezekiel's expression of hope. Promised to raise a new David, a future Messianic king, gonna be the kind of leader that needed, that never got. And his new Israel will come a new Messianic king, be transformed. God's gonna deal with the problems, the rebellion, a new heart. A new heart at the Deuteronomy. Remove their hard heart and a spirit. They'll give them a new soft heart, a love to obey their God. This ideal gets developed and the seas in the Hughes Valley and human bones and skeletons. And God tells them is an image and metaphor of Israel's spiritual state, rebelling against God, and literal death. It's a metaphorical death, a covenant relationship. His spirit is coming to bring his people back to life. This wind comes. It comes this bone that stands up and gives them back life, and skin comes of the bones, and soon Ezekiel sees his humans standing, his visions recalling of creation of Hugh in Genesis chapter 2, where God created humans out of dirt and divine breath. And now human has rebelled. The only thing for God is to act on new recreation, remake humans such ways that can truly live the relationship of love with God and others. God's gonna deal with this evil, the hearts of this people. This question means we're on a revolve among the nations. What's the future of God? It's the final two sections all about. Chapter 38-39. God's final defeat against evil among the nations. And a ruler Gog, and the ruler later, of ancient kingdoms from Genesis chapter 10, powerful nations. Ezekiel picks up this ancient biblical name as an image, now violence. We find God as allied with the seven nations, coming from four directions, with the image of all the nations. This helps understand why Ezekiel imaged the book of the king of Egypt and the Pharaoh. Gog is a Malgom, the most violent people in the Bible. Gog is the archetype of human rebellion against God. Gog is resisting God's people. It's like Pharaoh in Egypt Exodus story. God destroyed the people. God will put justice in the scene. This makes literal sense if you read it. Because Gog is consumed by an earthquake, then consumed by fire. And then after that, God strikes Gog and his army with the field or buried. These scenes are symbols of imagery. Poetic tools describe how God is finally defeat the human evil has ruined Israel, and so that a new creation. And once evil is finally dealt with in the nation, the last section of the book describes how God's presence will return to his visions and his new temple and restoration. Ezekiel gets a new vision, a new temple, a new city, and heavenly tour guide. It shows a new temple complex, more larger, more majestic, even larger than Solomon's temple. All the priests planted places to worship, and God glorious his chariot. Saw back his first vision, and there's his a new temple's vision. Starts a debate a long, long time. And Jewish readers' vision, we feel it literally, and ask for the blueprint of the new temples in the futures of Mosaic kingdom. When Jewish readers, it's like all Ezekiel's visions, is full of symbols and depicting the reality of people, Mosaic kingdom. Now form an actual build, whatever view you take. And never called the city Jerusalem. In chapter 47, 40 to 47, 48, threshold, steps, and it quickly a raging river. And for the temple, the city, desert, as the places was the planet Earth, the Dead Sea Valley, and the river, the trail of trees and life. Dead Sea transformed to a living sea, taming of plants. All this imagery comes from the Garden of Eden in Genesis chapter 1. How it gives a vision, how's God's plan to restore all humanity and all creation back up God's presence. This garden city, and the Lord is there. Ezekiel's vision comes to a close, a new hope, new future, new living, new world. It is animated by God's life spirit, permeated by God's love and justice. And that's what the book of Ezekiel is all about.